And I'm back from roadworthy. Guess what? Yes, you guessed it. We've got more work on the car. We now need to fit a longer bumper to the rear. The front is fine, although the back is original. I don't quite understand the situation, but I need to do what they tell me. So I'm going to zhuzh off. I'm going to quickly run off to my local metal guy up the road and let him bend me something that's going to fit over the original bumper, because I can't extend the bumper, weld something on it. All has to be made out of one piece. So it's a complete bumper. My plan is a complete bumper to fit over the original bumper. And I've returned from the metal shop up the road. I could actually just wait for it. In the meantime, he bent me a profile. It's about 5mm thick, and I've asked him to bend it 90 degrees at the one side and 45 degrees on the other side. The 45-degree angle is just so that it neatens up the back of the car. Got my tools ready, got a grinder, got a drill, got some drill bits, to also these Cornish drills. They're friggin' amazing. They just make your holes look so much neater. Got my ratchet set, and I'm going to dismantle everything that's not supposed to be on here. So it's actually only these two. It's the number plate and the recovery hook. But first things first, I'm going to have to put my working kit on. You know why. Working kit for dirty work. Proceed to the workstation. So, how it always is, I've run into a little problem. This bushing here is in my way because my new bumper slides over, covering the old bumper. Now the bushing, let me just figure out quickly how big the bushing is. I'm going to use my slide tool to get the diameter of the bush. In this case, it is 6 centimeters. So I'm just going to mark it at 3 centimeters at the center, and then I need to find out how far away it is from the corner of the bumper. Push it in, and that's quite good, and it is 1,75, let's say 1,8. I'll just transfer those measurements onto my new bumper and cut them out. Now to transfer the measurements onto the new bumper, I take my pin, put it onto my marking. I haven't knocked it, it bounced, and it literally did 2 markings. So I put it on my first marking here, hit it with a hammer, leaves me with a little indent. So now I can take my slider scale, set it up to, put it in the sun, looks a bit nicer. Set it up to 3 centimeters. Put the pin into the hole, and I can draw my radius. Isn't that fancy? Perfect. I've finished the rough cutouts. Obviously I'm still going to clean them up a little bit more, but first of all I just want to see if it actually fits into the position. So it fits perfectly. I'm absolutely happy about this. So guys, thanks for watching. Nah, I'm just kidding. This is obviously not going to pass roadworthy. And I'm sure the police will have a lot to say when I'm driving down the highway. So my next plan is to cut a notch into the bottom and cut a notch into the top, and bend the outside piece in so that it tucks in behind the tire. So I've calculated the angle that it has to be at, and I have to cut out this triangle on both sides and then bend this piece down. Now that looks a whole lot neater. The only thing that's left now, I'm a very bad welder, so I'm going to send it off to the workshop. They're going to weld it closed. Obviously they're going to bend it a little bit more in, weld it closed, and with it being welded, it cannot move anymore. So I can measure my distances and everything to cut off the last piece over there. And it's 2 days later. I got the bumper back from the local guy up the street here. He welded it shut for me, he sanded it all flat for me, and even gave it a little coating. So I think there's even a little primer on it. Thank you for that, great work. All I need to do now, do some measurements and cut off and adjust the bumper to the bodywork. So how I'm going to mark my holes, I've just taped a piece of paper. I'm going to use this as my hole template. I'm going to look underneath here. These are the holes that I need to get to. I can actually just push it down a little bit with my finger, giving me a rough indication where it is, and in the center I just pierce through. And I do that the same with this side. I look where I need to be. You're probably not going to see this on camera now. Give me a rough indication, pierce the center. I lift these up, place the bumper back in, flip them back down, and I can mark my holes. So now I've placed the bumper back on. I just pull these a little bit tight, make my markings, and that's where I shall drill the holes. The holes underneath are a little bit bigger, so I have a little bit of playroom up, down, left and right, so I can do small adjustments. And I've made my markings on the bumper, which are just follow the lines of the bodywork and just bring it in through the bumper. So I've taken the bumper off again because I'm not happy. There's a little indentation sitting over here which makes the bumper sit at an angle. So I'm going to massage it ever so slightly until it sits a bit better. So it's done, secure, no rattles. The measurements are exactly fine. I'm even a centimeter under the actual allowed specification. So we're going to send the measurements and everything off to Madrid. There's a lab in Madrid. Wait for the confirmation and the paperwork to come back. In the meantime, I'm going to keep it silver. I'm only going to spray it black once everything's confirmed. It can be that on the inside of this section here that I still need a welded plate in, so I don't want to be taking paint off again, re-welding and respraying it. So I'm going to wait until that situation. Once everything is confirmed, then I'm going to spray the bumper black. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel, click that notification bell, and we'll see you guys next week. Now all this is happening because I've just put bigger tires on my car. They're 31 inches, not very big, but the rules in the last year that I've been trying to get these tires into the paperwork have changed. So every time there's a rule change, I have to change something on the car again. Now this time I have an ingeniero named Alejandro, and he's going to submit all the paperwork for me. So hopefully when everything comes back, we're actually in a time frame where we don't have a law change.